Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to give you guys an update on Desmond, my Flemish giant rabbit. If you guys haven't seen my other video where I talked about all the issues I was having with him, I'll link it down below. You don't have to watch it. I'll kind of give you guys a brief summary of everything we've been through thus far. But I wanted to just update you guys and let you know what's going on because it's been almost 2 months since I've talked about it on my YouTube channel. And I also haven't been very on top of updating you guys on Twitter and Instagram either because basically I haven't found out a ton of new information that's very helpful, which is why I haven't felt the need to make a whole new video. But basically I've just had multiple trips to the vet and I wanted to explain kind of what I have found out and what has been going on. Just to kind of rewind and give a recap of where this all started. Basically, I noticed Desmond was drooling, so I initially took Desmond to the vet that I usually always go to for my animals. They checked out his teeth because typically drooling is caused by an issue with the rabbit's teeth, and they told me that they didn't really see anything out of the ordinary other than one of the teeth looked a little bit overgrown, which isn't uncommon for rabbits. Like, it happens a lot where a tooth will just not be filed down properly. So sometimes they have to go in and just even out the teeth. But they said that they were kind of surprised if that was the cause of his drooling because the issue with his tooth wasn't anything severe at all. And they didn't really think it would be a huge issue. Typically, rabbits can kind of even out their own teeth over time if you're giving them enough hay and they're healthy and everything. But they said that I should go to this other vet and get the tooth filed down and just see if that fixes the problem. I took Desmond to this other vet that specializes in dental work and they're really good with rabbits. I took him there. They put Desmond under anesthesia. They kind of looked at his teeth. They came over to me and they said, all right, so we're looking at his teeth. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. Again, there's just one tooth that's slightly, overgrown compared to the rest. It's not a huge issue. He, again, sounded surprised that this would cause him to be drooling, but he said, if you want, I'll go ahead and I'll fix it and then we'll see if it helps. So I said, okay, fix the tooth. We'll see what happens. So he fixed the tooth. I took Desmond home. So I waited probably a week or two-ish to kind of let Desmond, recover and get back to normal. And he was eating, active, everything was normal, except he started drooling again. So keep in mind, throughout this whole process, Desmond is completely normal, except he's drooling. And I can tell he's drooling because under his chin is all wet and starting to get a little bit matted. And they actually shaved the hair off of his chin because of how matted it was getting from it being constantly wet. I'm frustrated at this point, but little do I know there's a lot more to come. So I called up the vet that did the dental work and I told them that he's still drooling. They told me the next step was getting abdominal radiographs done. I took him to this other vet. So this is now the third veterinary clinic that he's going to, where they're going to do the abdominal radiographs. The abdominal radiographs were basically completely clear. They said, he has some gas in him, which is normal. Rabbits have gas. They're gassy creatures, I guess. But nothing really out of the ordinary. They did say his heart looked a little bit enlarged, but that's a really common issue with Flemish giants, and it typically doesn't start causing problems until later in their life. So they told me that that's probably completely unrelated, but just keep in mind for the future, you might want to get him checked out and get his heart checked out regularly when he's older so that you're on top of any heart issues he might be susceptible to getting. As far as the drooling problem goes, they didn't see anything wrong in the abdominal radiograph, but they said that they wanted to give him medication to treat him for GI stasis, just to kind of get everything flowing through his digestive system. So if there's anything in there that could be causing discomfort, hopefully the medication will solve that issue. So they gave me, I think, 4 different medications. 3 of them were twice daily. 1 of them was once daily. And I was giving him this medication for a couple weeks and it didn't help at all. Desmond was still drooling. Keep in mind, Desmond would drool like really badly a couple times, and then he would go like maybe 4 or 5 days without drooling, and then I would notice it again. So it wasn't like consistent drooling this entire time. It's just like once in a while he's drooling, and I don't know why. No one knows why. So he's on the medication for a couple weeks, trying to see if it was gonna help anything. It did not help the drooling at all. So at this point, they said, okay, the abdominal radiographs didn't really show anything. So now let's do dental radiographs. So I went back to the vet that did the dental work. So the second vet I went to, I went there and had them do the dental radiographs. And then this was, I believe, when we got the first round of blood work done. They did the dental radiographs, didn't see anything in the radiographs out of the ordinary. They said everything's, normal, nothing that would cause drooling. And they did the blood work, and basically the blood work came up. They basically just told me he's anemic, but what's causing that? I don't know. How would that cause him drooling? I don't know, basically is what they said. But maybe whatever is causing him to be anemic is causing him to drool. But again, they were basically like, we don't really know what's going on still. So they recommended that I keep Desmond on all of the GI stasis medication, and they also tacked on one more medication to add on twice daily that was supposed to like coat his inside of his stomach. I don't really remember, like all the medications just got really confusing at this point because he was on like 4 or 5 different medications at once. But I was willing to try whatever they could possibly suggest to hopefully help Desmond. So I was willing to do it. So I started him on this new medication, plus all the other medications he was on. And I probably did this for another couple weeks until all my refills ran out. And then, once again, he was still drooling on and off. Not sure what's causing it. I'm really, really frustrated at this point because obviously I'm spending a ton of money on Desmond, which isn't the end of the world. Like, I'm willing to spend whatever I can to help him. I just want him to be healthy. I just want to figure out what's wrong. But what's just so frustrating is I've seen so many different vets at this point, so many different times, and they've just tested so many different things and still did not find the issue. Like, they found that he's anemic, but they don't know why he's anemic. They don't know why he's necessarily drooling. I just still don't have very many answers. So basically they said at this point, since, he's been on the medication for a while and they didn't see anything with any of the other tests. So basically the next step that they told me to do was to get an ultrasound done just to see if they can see anything with an ultrasound. I'm not sure what they were looking for in that ultrasound, but they just said, do an ultrasound, do more blood work, and see if the medication has helped the anemia at all. And, that's just what you should do next, basically. So I was like, okay. So I took Desmond back to vet number 3, which is the vet that did the abdominal radiographs. I took him there to get more blood work done, and then to get the ultrasound done. And so they did the blood work. It was going to be a couple days till I got the results from that back. And then they did the ultrasound. Basically, the ultrasound, they did not find anything. And then the blood work basically came up the same. Like, nothing really changed. So he was still anemic, not sure why. And they were just kind of like, we don't know what's going on. I'm just really frustrated. I'm not like upset at the vets. They're doing everything they can and trying their best to find the problem. But I'm just really frustrated because I really badly want to figure out what's wrong. And the vets really want to figure out what's wrong as well. So this last time that I went to the vet to get the ultrasound done, the girl that I talked to had told me that she knows somebody who has a Flemish giant who also has, an enlarged heart. So similar to Desmond, doesn't have like heart problems necessarily yet, but just has a slightly enlarged heart, is a Flemish giant, is a little bit older. And again, Desmond's not super old. He's about 6 years old, which is it's not like he's like a senior citizen bun or anything, but he's like getting there. She basically said that this other Flemish giant that she knows will just randomly drool sometimes, like for no reason. Like, it's healthy, but just once in a while it drools. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if Desmond is just for some reason drooling because it's something that rabbits do randomly sometimes and there's nothing actually wrong with him? Like, that would suck. But also, I guess if he's not sick, then that's a good thing. But yeah, that was the last time I took him to the vet. We still haven't figured out what the actual root of the problem is. He's not on any medication anymore because it wasn't doing anything. However, he has not drooled in probably like 2 weeks, which I think is the longest he's gone without drooling. So I'm just very confused. I'm frustrated because I'm also happy, but just very upset at the same time because he was drooling this entire time. I was having so many issues. No one could find the problem. And then this last time the girl goes, you know what? I know a Flemish giant that just drools sometimes. And then Desmond stops drooling for 2 weeks. So maybe there was a problem that just kind of internally solved itself. I'm not really sure, but I haven't noticed him drooling for the past couple weeks. So I'm at a point where I'm probably just going to leave him be. If I notice that he's drooling again, then I will take him back to the vet and we'll try to figure out what the next thing we can test for is. I would definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts, anyone who is experienced in rabbits, because I'm just so lost. So yeah, basically what the vet said was we can wait it out and see if the problem persists in the future. And if it does, then we can test for more things. But if Desmond's okay for now, then we're gonna give him a break because he's just been to the vet so much. I'm sure it's been so stressful for him. Literally, because one of the vets I go to, the one that did the dental work, is like an hour and a half to 2 hours from my house, depending on traffic. And again, I'm not complaining at the distance because I don't really care. I'll drive Desmond wherever he needs to go to hopefully fix him. I just hate putting him through that because rabbits are just so easily stressed, and I just hate having to take him out of the house and to vets and traveling all over the place and trying to figure it out. Bottom line is, I don't know anything. Desmond is okay for now. He hasn't been drooling. Again, overall, other than the drooling, he's been acting completely normal. This overall is just very inconclusive, but again, please let me know your thoughts if you have any. If I get more tests done and stuff like that, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. If you want immediate updates, then make sure to follow me, mostly on Twitter, but also I do sometimes update Instagram as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your support and your help, and I will see you guys in my next video.